Hello everybody, a little bit of music theory here because it's going to be extremely important for us to know what's called a pentatonic scale. Now the reason a pentatonic scale is probably one of the most important pieces of music theory that we're going to learn is because this is going to help simplify what notes to play when. Okay, now first thing you got to realize is that we have a prefix right there that says pent, so just like pentagon, we're only worried about 5 notes, and that is it. Okay, this is a whole lot more simple because, well, if I list out all of music notes, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp. I don't like using flats. B, and then back to C. You should have 12, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yep. Okay. So probably thinking, all right, well, if I only have 12 notes available, what do I play when? What's the rules? Okay. Well, and then we had basic major and minor scales. And if you remember right, they chopped it down to 8. So we went from 12 down to 8. This happens to be starting at C, so we might as well just pull the majors out. C, D, E, F. Remember, there's no sharps or flats. A, B, and then you're back to C again. So there should be 8. Now we're going to work with 5. Okay. The wonderful thing about using pentatonic scales, this is exactly where almost all of the melodies go in the kind of music we love. Okay, now just to prove it to you, I'm going to play this C pentatonic right here. Okay, so the formula that we're looking for the first, we're looking for the third, and we're looking for the fifth and the sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4 notes, and then you go back to home base. Okay, so 1, 3, 5, 6 is pretty well where our voices and our melody lines gravitate when we play this kind of music. Okay, so if I were to play, there's a C scale right there. So if I were to play C major, let's see here, maybe something like how about window shopping? Yeah, window shopping, your window shopping, you're just looking around. Okay, so there I have 3 chords. And you're probably thinking like, well, where did my voice go to? So I start off in C, window shopping, your, and then right there's my F. So we'll have to worry about that when we get there. Okay. Now, for the first note, it's going to be one of these 4. Okay. So it's either going to be a C note, when, yeah, possible. When, how about an E note? When, definitely not. How about a G note? When, there it is. When, and then the next syllable actually bumps up a little bit, so window, window, window shop. We fell back down, so it's going to go window shop, window shop, window shopping. 5, 6, 5, 3 is how this first melody notes go. This is how you can figure out things real quick. Okay, window shopping. Just to prove it to you, we need to find the ones for F. I don't expect you to know an F pentatonic, but if I were to do the same exact thing right here, that would be an F, an A, should be a C, and a D note. Okay? course, back to F. So there's the note you need to go through an F. So for my next piece right there, your wind. Sorry, it's pretty early in the morning. I can't sing all that great. So I need an F, an A, a C, or a D is where my voice should go if I was singing, right? Window shopping, there it is. There's a C note. Window shopping. It does work that simple, okay? If I were to do the same thing through maybe a more common tune, like say I was working with one of my students yesterday, and we were trying to figure out the piece to Amazing Grace. So if I look at the pentatonic scale, we were playing out of key of D, by the way. So if I were looking at the D pentatonic scale, I need the first, the third, the fifth, and the sixth. So that's the easy one. 1, 3, 5, 6, 1 to make even 5. You're going to need an F sharp, you're going to need an A, and a B. And those are your legal notes. So if I play, say, a D, Amazing Grace. So where should my voice go? Amaze, A, B, D. Goes up a little bit, so I guess it should be that D actually. Amazing. It's that F sharp right there, okay? Amazing Grace. A, we'll cycle it down here. A, B, D, F sharp, D, F sharp. A, B, D, F sharp, D, F sharp. And then you go through all the other pentatonics to find the rest of your melody line, okay? So you can quickly figure things out. Now, what you want to do, for sure, we can list out a few of these right here. If we just keep... Okay, so here I've listed out all the basic scales for a pentatonic. I left off F sharp major because I don't really use it all that much. Unless you play in B, then you do need an F sharp major. I don't play in B that much these days. I know it's popular in bluegrass, but I prefer the natural singing keys, I call them. So a lot of men like singing in F and E. It lends itself to your voice, and I know a lot of women like singing in A and C. F is pretty popular for singing, but not really much for playing because a lot of people don't practice out of F, and you should. F is good, okay? But D is a pretty safe key to work out of. So if I work out of a 1-4-5 system, like a DGA, I can play and I can find all the melody notes for something like, say, Amazing Grace out of D, okay? So I'm going to need a G and an A scale to go along with it. And these are all the notes that I'm allowed to play, okay? So for the first line, Amaze, I'm going to start on A, B, and D. There they are right there. I, B, D. Next notes are going to be F sharp, D, F sharp. There I'm going to drop into a G scale, and it's going to be a D note, which is part of its pentatonic, so they do overlap. Amazing Grace, how sweet and now you're back to a D major, sound A. Now you play the same thing over. That saved a wretch like me. Back to an A for that chord, and that's actually an A note right there. I once which is part of a D chord. Okay, so now we're at the A note right there. Once was for a B note. Lost, but now D, I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. So this pentatonic scale can help guide you to find melodies very quickly. Okay, it's extremely useful for you to invest some of your time, even if you don't understand how diminished scales and Aeolian scales, or whatever those ancient scales are, or any off chords I call them. So you don't need to know how ninths work or augmented suspended seconds, but you should understand a pentatonic because it's going to help explain why the melody is where it is.